So SunnyV2 says Cocomelon is the most evil channel on YouTube. I say they're just one of them. I mean, how could you expect a channel that legitimately has a monopoly on your child's education? You expect them to be good? It just doesn't make sense. They have millions upon millions upon millions of children watching their stuff throughout the entire day, and you think that they're going to be good? It is not making any sense. But hey, let's check this video out. This comes from the Discord. So if you enjoy the video, hit the like button. Let's go.
Is almost 2 and I've been letting him watch Cocomelon, but now I had to get him speech therapy so I can get him to talk.
That's
there are
crazy.
hundreds and hundreds of anecdotes in which parents
Addicted to
mention the
Cocomelon,
exact
of
same
course.
problem. The Cocomelon show is so insanely addictive, it's being compared to nicotine and causing developmental issues amongst the kids who can't stop watching. Children's TV expert Jerica Sands calls it the most damaging show a child can watch,
At 32
explaining
out of
the sneaky
100.
ways in
Wow.
which they make the show addictive. Firstly, there's the colors. Take for example the wheels on the bus. The three main colors, blue, green, and yellow, are all at maximum saturation, meaning they cannot be made any brighter, no matter how hard you try. Extreme saturation is normally used for alerts and notifications, as it's exciting, dynamic, and attracts attention, which is why it's also used in
casino.
slot machines. Cocomelon
Yeah,
puts these
100%.
colors in perfect contrast, making them appear even more vibrant, which is different to, for example, Bluey, in which the colors instead blend together. Cocomelon's also different because it's highly repetitive. There's a reason they have 38 videos with over 1 billion views. A child's
38
brain is
videos
wired to
with
learn
1
through
billion.
repetition, so it feels
Of
right to
course.
them to watch the same thing over and over again.
That's
Cocomelon
crazy.
abuses this in almost every video. For example, in the Yes Yes Playground song, they pick a word to repeat 3 times in every sentence, pairing it with a subtly repeating background
Did you guys know sunscreen can give you cancer? I'm being legit. Sunscreen can legitimately give you cancer. It's crazy.
lullaby, keeping children hooked. Literally no show or movie puts my son into a deep trance the way Cocomelon does. The second it's on the TV, he turns into a toddler zombie who doesn't see or hear anything else that's going on in the room. This is
Damn,
only
that has their
exacerbated by
full
Cocomelon's
attention.
subtitles, which have
Yep,
also
tricks
been
your
a
brain
heavy
into
point
reading.
of criticism.
Yep.
The letters are not educational. I can barely read them fast enough. It's simply another interesting element to capture your little one's attention. Cocomelon explains in every description, our goal is to help make learning a fun and enjoyable experience for kids, giving you the peace of mind that your children are receiving quality educational content.
Basically, hey, trust us to take care of your child because you're so busy. We know you can't do it. Just trust us to do it. It'll be all right. Oh man, y'all gotta be careful, man. Just honestly, get a nanny. That's way better than this Cocomelon shit.
But people have argued that they're teaching exactly what children shouldn't do. For example, in the No No Bedtime song, the baby refuses to brush his teeth, have a bath, put on pajamas, or get in bed. The education is that he eventually agrees to do so, yet a TikTok user was critical, stating, anytime I'd ask my son to do a simple task, he'd say no, no, no. He's sitting there watching
watching the
Cocomelon,
TV.
which taught him no, 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 and to say no to me.
Of
On
course.
the topic of
Yeah.
education, Jerica Sands stated, these people don't give a shit about our children.
Of
They
course
care
not.
about money.
Duh.
That's it. Your child's cognitive development in direct exchange for their wealth, and there's pretty good evidence supporting this. A New York Times journalist visited Cocomelon's studio, discovering their
pull up the
number one
receipts.
focus is keeping children hooked. Cocomelon's data and analytics team sifts constantly through YouTube numbers to determine exactly what resonates. Should a girl wear black jeans or blue jeans? Should the music be louder or softer? Should the bus be yellow or red? Yellow is the answer, as they use a darker method to ensure that they're correct. Cocomelon has a dedicated Distractatron room, in which once a month children are brought here one at a time and shown a handful of episodes to figure out exactly which
testing.
parts of the shows are engaging and which are tuned out. Next to the TV playing Cocomelon, there's a second screen which plays a continuous loop of banal real-world scenes. A guy pouring a cup of coffee, someone getting a haircut, each lasting about 20 seconds. Whenever a youngster looks away, away from the Moonbug show to glimpse the Distractotron, a note is jotted down.
100%.
We can see what they're looking at and the exact moment when they got distracted.
Yep.
Therefore,
And then they'll
education
fix it.
clearly isn't the primary goal. Keeping kids' attention is, and this is proven by Cocomelon's most addictive element, rapid camera cutting. It's crazy
Oh,
how
yeah,
many
that's
times
big.
the
That
frame
actually
changes on
helps a lot.
Cocomelon. It's the same type of addicting behavior that we experience on a TikTok binge. It's the quick change of frame that releases that dopamine and makes the videos addicting to watch. Count the seconds between a change of frame. Well, TikToker the Circus Brain did exactly
The
this.
Circus
He
Brain,
firstly
okay.
counts the changes on My Little Pony, concluding there's about 6 seconds between each cut. He then compares it to Cocomelon.
One,
If it's less than 3, it's crazy.
2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1.
If it's less than
Hit
3, it's
one.
crazy. If it's less than 3, it's absolutely crazy. Like, this legitimately works.
1.
In her
Yeah.
video, The Nightmare That Is Cocomelon, Savantix draws a similar conclusion. She found that 96% of the shots in Baby Shark were shorter than 2 seconds. She then compares 4 different animated shows, again finding Cocomelon has the shorter shots.
The longest shot on a Cocomelon video was 6 seconds. The longest shot on Arcane was 8 seconds. The longest shot on Bluey was 27 seconds. And the longest shot on Encanto was 18 seconds.
It sounds like Bluey's actually doing some storytelling, and that's what I like to hear.
Which when combined with every other element, creates some terrifying statistics. Dr. Kristen Summer explained that when showing an infant normal video content, they'll focus on the screen just 11% of the time. However, when the video is instead switched to Cocomelon, their screen engagement skyrockets to a whopping 74%. This therefore
wild,
produces stories such as this. I used to volunteer for a preschool and they had song time. A
And they wanted to
Cocomelon
sing
video
Cocomelon.
came on, and all of the tots stopped what they were doing, put down their cheese crackers, and remained fixated on the screen for the duration of the video.
Yo, brainwashed. They have absolutely been brainwashed, and brainwashing is real. There's gonna be somebody like, "Oh, brainwashing's real." Like, yes, brainwashing is legitimately real, and it happens to everybody, all of us. But especially to children, they're very easy to have this happen to. Literally, just change the screen every 2 seconds. Put some subtitles on the screen. Like, yeah, 100%. Yeah, man, y'all gotta be careful when y'all taking care of y'all kids. Y'all gotta legitimately take care of them, bro. Like, it is a big responsibility to have children. Like, yeah, it's not gonna be easy. You cannot just put Cocomelon on. You can't just put Bluey on either. Like, you gotta legitimately be with your kid if you can. If you can't, I don't know what to tell you, dog. You the one that had them, not me. Come on, man. Continue the video.
It was honestly kind of terrifying. YouTuber Saberspark shared his
Shout
own
out to
personal
Saberspark.
anecdote.
I
He
used to
asked to
watch him a
watch a
lot.
Disney movie with his 2 younger cousins, who
Okay.
both completely refused, and instead spent all day glued to an iPad playing the addictive show. In Cocomelon Made My
They
Kid a
addicted to
Zombie, a mother talks about her son. He would be in a daze while watching it. You could be waving your hand right in front of his face, and he wouldn't move. It was almost scary. This was also
Almost. This
discovered
should
by
be
Sarah
scary.
Mills 98, who explained when the Cocomelon addiction is so real that my 1-year-old can navigate the TV to turn it on by himself.
That kid's been programmed.
However, nothing shows the addiction better than the
Yo, that's
Cocomelon
wild.
TikTok trend. Parents will play the show's intro loudly and video their kids sprinting toward the television, where you can witness their mood change instantly. The New York Times journalist found something similar. The kid in the
bro, that's not
Distractotron
cute.
had shown up in the midst of a tantrum, which ended the second he heard the Cocomelon theme song. It was no surprise to Wheeler, the head of research. 99% of kids, he said, if they're having issues when they get here, once that Cocomelon song comes on, they're like, life is okay, all is good with the world. Obviously, there's a
That's
reason
crazy.
for this. Cocomelon is so hyperstimulating that it
Yes.
actually acts as a drug, and what happens when you take the drug away?
They get
Young children
upset.
experiencing symptoms of addiction and withdrawal, obviously leaving them completely dysregulated.
Of course.
TikTok user ThePoff1 filmed what happens when you take the show away, explaining he'll be inconsolable for at least 10 to 15 minutes after, adding in the description,
Oh, well.
Cocomelon meltdown is legit. Once you have a taste of the cocoa, it's hard to break the addiction, which this
I'm in
Reddit
love
user
with
had
the
experienced
poo-poo.
even worse. My husband and I have been worried about our child. I can slowly see how she'd throw violent tantrums at home and in church whenever she'd get bored and would want to watch the show. Her behavior changes the moment she watches the show, and she will not even eat her meals if she wouldn't watch it. After the
Bro, that's crazy. I remember back in the day, like if I threw a tantrum, it's because I wanted to play the game or go outside. And now it's like kids are throwing tantrums because they don't get to watch Cocomelon. Bro, that's scary. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy and it's scary. Y'all definitely need to do something about this.
these
For real.
tantrums end, kids can experience a general discomfort in the speed of everyday life. The more they watch the show, the more their brain begins to expect this intense level of stimulation.
Basically, Cocomelon overstimulates their brains so
Yo,
much
we got
that
Lego
everything
Star
else
Wars
just
gameplay.
seems slow and
Let's go.
boring in comparison.
out
However,
to
the
Lego Star
potential
Wars.
consequences get much worse than this. As mentioned at the start, it was the cause of a child's speaking problems, with a notable reply reading, "Same thing happened with my daughter too. She's 4 but can't speak properly. She knows the words, but she does not like to frame the sentence or speech. She has been watching these Cocomelons or such other stuffs for 2 or 3 years.
That's a
Hope
long
we're
time.
not too late." Over
That's a
on
long
Reddit,
time.
a speech
Nah,
language
I wouldn't say it's too late, man. Just like brainwashing, anybody can be unbrainwashed as well. Like you can teach them to not fall for these same tactics over and over, especially when they're at a young age. You can definitely get that out of them.
which pathologist explained, screen time in general is linked with speech delays for a variety of reasons, but Cocomelon is excessively bad. Firstly, unlike other TV shows or movies, it doesn't have a story. It's just very short clips with poorly written songs. The kids aren't able to follow the plot, learn vocabulary, and see the resolution of a conflict, supported
no
by infant
storytelling.
specialist Meg Fora.
And the problem with fast-paced TV programs is that we find that little one's language development is slower.
On the Agents of Speech YouTube channel, this is again confirmed.
The main problem with watching videos on the internet is that they don't know how to use the language that they learn.
But he adds that 4 to 5 hours of screen time per day can make a toddler completely non-verbal. 4 to
That's
5
sad.
hours is obviously a lot of time, but in
it is.
Cocomelon Made My Kid a Zombie, researchers discovered that 5-year-olds who watch more than 2 hours of TV a day tended to have lower attention spans and were 7.7 times more likely to show symptoms of ADHD.
Stop putting TV in front of your kids. Stop putting Cocomelon in front of your kids. Put something else that's more engaging and more pro development in front of them. Definitely not the TV. Definitely not. But hey, it's your kid.
These screen times might be even lower for Cocomelon specifically, because as explained by Jerica Sands, not all screen time is created equal. A child who
Facts.
just watched 30 minutes of Cocomelon and a child who just watched 30 minutes of Trash Truck will look like a very, very different child. Thankfully, here lies a simple solution. Sierra Renee explained, "My 2-year-old is speech delayed and addicted to Cocomelon. Switched to Miss Rachel 2 days ago,
There you go.
and he's already saying more words and
Good.
hasn't had any tantrums."
Good.
Kim.it shared an almost
put
identical
something else
anecdote.
on.
"My 8-month-old was
Sure.
obsessed with Cocomelon and having bad tantrums, so I cancelled Cocomelon and only let her watch Miss Rachel, and she said her
This is good publicity for Miss Rachel.
first word within the
Mrs.
first
Rachel.
3 days of watching. Clearly, parents are able to simply
Thank you,
change
Miss
the channel,
Rachel.
but not before leaving Cocomelon a massive amount of dislikes. They've therefore earned the title, "The Absurdly Popular Kids Show Parents Hate," and Cocomelon has actually responded to the criticism that explain our shows are not intended to replace outdoor playtime or playdates. They have a place in children's entertainment time, and as with food, exercise, etc., it comes down to each parent to find the right and appropriate balance for their children. Our response
Absolutely true. But that does not stop Cocomelon from making that shit addictive. Absolutely, it's your fault as the parent to make your kid watch it, but it's shame on them for making it. Like, yeah, you can't just point the finger, bro. Like the shit that you make legitimately brainwashes kids, and your response is, "Well, then don't let the kids watch it." Then, bro, Bro, no, dude, no. Y'all definitely need to take these guys to court or something. Let me
Responsibilities
guess. Cocomelon's in China. You can't touch them because they in China. Let me guess.
is ensuring that the quality of the content that we produce is high and beneficial for the development of a child's cognitive and soft skills. It is
Bullshit.
worth adding that our social media communities are filled with stories of parents who experience firsthand how moonbug content helps their children. Cocomelon
Stop.
does have a
There's gonna be people that defend crack cocaine. That doesn't mean you should start taking it.
crazy amount of supporters, but it's obvious that some of them are simply ignoring the downsides. My baby learned the alphabet and numbers from Cocomelon. She may not speak a complete sentence, but she expresses her wants through phrases. But is it Cocomelon's responsibility to ensure that babies are talking? Well, no. People love blaming cartoons and games for raising children, and not the shitty parents that don't step in to stop them from watching so much.
Bro, that's absolutely true. Again, it is absolutely true. It is the parents' responsibility to step in. But that doesn't mean we cannot stop people from making stuff that is detrimental towards society. Like, what is it? Where do you guys get off on this high ground of, oh, it's not the bad people's fault for making bad things. It's your fault for consuming it. Okay, well, what about fast food? Why do you eat fast food even though it poisons you? Even though it slowly kills you, you still go and eat that bullshit. And it's not good for you. Oh, it's not my fault. Fast food is addictive. So is Cocomelon for these kids, bro. Like, dude, you guys are so full of shit online. Full of shit online. But if this was your kid, you'd want to, oh, I can't stand it. How could this happen to me? Like, bro, we need to be more conscious of the fact that, hey, there are going to be people out here and companies, corporations, whatever, that do not have the best intentions for everybody else at heart. And it's up to us as a society to say, hey, we don't appreciate that. Hey, you shouldn't do that because we all rely on each other for everything. That's literally the point of society, for all of us to take care of each other. But for some reason, everybody acts like it's them against the world when that's not the case. That's only the case if that's your reality. And if that's your reality, you live in a sad one. You need to wake up and smell the coffee.
Cocomelon is actually a really sad symbol of parents giving their children tablets instead of actually parenting and interacting with them. Ultimately, parents are the people who choose how much their child consumes.
Absolutely true. But that does not stop the fact that, hey, there are going to be bad people out here. And it's up to us to say, hey, you're doing bad. You should definitely stop. But hey, that's the SunnyV2 video. If you guys enjoyed the reaction, hit the like button. If you're new here, subscribe. We don't normally check out stuff like this, but because of the Discord link down below, we definitely do. So if you got any more cool videos like this you want me to check out, join the Discord down below, drop a video, and I will check it out. Yeah, man, take care of these kids because they are literally the next generation of humans. They are the next step. And if you guys are going to make them dumb, right? They already got the TikTok brain. You're going to give them Cocomelon brain. Bro, humanity is going to cease to exist. And then you're going to be surprised why everybody's like, hey, we should have AI take over everything. Bro, you could barely take care of your own kid and you can barely take care of yourself. Of course, people are going to want the machines to take over. But only a matter of time. Tick tock, we will see what happens. Anyways, it's your boy KhunShawn. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.